Car Talks, Catholic School Edition.
This lady's lace. I mean,
You're wearing the devil.
Fucking women shouldn't have rights. Bitch.
Keeps recommending me all these naked women.
It touched little boys.
He did. Okay. LSD on the couch.
I get nervous.
I know.
We're filming a video today. Car Talks, Catholic School Edition.
She ate.
I know.
We kind of look a little bit grubby. We're kind of wearing sweats. And
We're going to a Mongolian grill.
I was at a wedding, guys. They were like, we're gonna do prayer before dinner, and I was like, I got all up in that. I was like, this is it.
This is it. Brings me back.
I know. And then they did this prayer, and I was like, I've never heard this one before.
Really? What one was it?
It was like, Heavenly Father, bless these foods and these married couples, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I was
The
like,
married version.
yeah, basically.
Mm. We're
back.
And we have a lot of stories to tell.
Oh my god.
I want to give a big shout out and thanks to Lauren.
For real.
For helping us make this video.
Possible today. So I got cake batter and cookies and cream, and I got Oreos and birthday cake batter and caramel.
Okay, I got
You did not know that was coming.
Irish mint, cake batter, Oreo. I got these little chocolate Reese things and pretzels.
Alright, so we might get a little rambunctious during this. All these stories make us so excited.
The first bullet point I have is having like 7 people in your class,
So,
basically.
When I Pause. When I got to our school, there were 22 people in the class. Graduated, there were 9 people from that class that graduated. Actually, I think only 8 of them graduated.
Yeah, because we left.
No, I think.
Oh!
Yeah.
Next point. What's it? Everyone dating at least one guy in our class. Which is a thing that happens.
I dated 3 of the guys in our class.
I dated none.
Close. Almost there with 1.
The first story that I have is junior year homecoming. We need to make names.
Right next door.
Junior year homecoming was atrocious. Let me just start there. So I'm gonna fast forward to the end of this story. And oh, what was that? Hair?
Yeah, it's probably my dog.
So our principal, what are we calling her?
Krista.
Okay, so Krista comes up to me and my 2 friends, right? And she comes up super close to me, like really like that close. And she goes up to me and she's like, I know you've been drinking vodka.
Okay.
And like I said something like about my arthritis, and I was like, I'm drinking a lot of water tonight because I have arthritis and I have a disease. And I remember the art teacher at the time, she handed me a balloon, and I took the balloon and I said, I don't want your balloon, because she was the one that thought I was drinking vodka. And I took the balloon and I threw it and I said, I don't want your balloon. And then they called my parents and told them I was drinking vodka and that I better have a ride home. And we literally, like, I was not drinking vodka, it was tequila. I'm just kidding. I really wanted to say that.
Personally, I'm gonna rate that story a 7 out of 10 because I was only there for the tail end of it when everyone came over to me and they were like, Josie's drinking, and I was like, what? What are you talking about?
Okay, the next one is karaoke. I couldn't spell it, so I put singing. When I did karaoke, it was like the 3rd or 2nd time doing it when we had our karaoke contest. The first time was amazing. me and this person didn't decide on like how we were singing it until we got up there, and we still didn't decide. I wanted to do Sophia the First rock star version. So it was like, I was a girl in the village.
She was standing from my view. You were like, it looked like you had like a seizure.
And everyone was like, are you okay? Are you okay? They thought I was having a seizure. And then that person was like, stop this. Can we redo it? Stop this. And then we tried to
stop.
And it was so awky. Okay.
Probably a 7 too, cause like it was like funny, and we were all like, "Oh my god, is she okay?"
And I wore those sunglasses the rest of the night. I couldn't show my face. Okay, so the next one is the tarot card earring story.
Okay.
So,
this one isn't like funny as much as it is like
annoying.
Goofy.
Yeah.
Like it's like goofy.
My bad for wearing tarot card earrings to a Catholic school.
Right, I'm kind of like, why'd you do that?
I don't know. So, I didn't tell anyone they were tarot card earrings. Nobody would have suspected them.
Yeah, only
that the new art teacher. And she was like, I really like your earrings. She wanted to start off by saying, I really like your earrings. And I was like, oh my god, thank you. She was like, where'd you get on? I was like, oh, an art show. She was like, oh, I really like those. She went on her computer and was like what tarot card is this? And they associated with like the worst shit possible. And so every single hour, like every class I went to, they pulled me out. Like every single teacher was like, you know, like you gotta take those out. You can't be in here, and this is a sin. And you can't wear these to school, and this and that. Teresa made a way bigger deal out of it than it needed to be.
She would.
She was so mad, our religion teacher.
Yeah. So what we're doing is we're naming teachers things, but when we talk about other students, we're just saying like the other person, blah blah. So every name that's mentioned is a teacher. Maybe like a 6 out of 10 for me, because like that's just annoying. Like that's just stupid.
So I'm a big crystal girl,
as we know.
I wear crystal to school on my necklace, right? So, I got up to school, and Chris came up to me, and he was like, why do you wear that? And I was like, for protection.
Why would you tell him that? Why wouldn't you just be like, oh, I think it's cute?
Well, then I did. I was like, I think it's cute and pretty. And he was like, you know, you're wearing the devil. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to class now. And he turns around. Remember when like they put in like the holy water everywhere? He turns around and he takes his hand and he scoops the holy water and he goes, ugh.
He's saving you.
And he walks away. And I'm
you.
just like, I have little drips of holy water all over me. And I was like, oh my god, I'm burning. Okay.
7.
Okay.
Okay, so
Friend and ditch.
this is my favorite
This is probably getting a 10.
favorite story ever.
I'm going to church that day.
So it was NHS.
Yeah.
So, National Honor Society, 3 kids in our grade were in it. Me, another girl, and a man. So, we're setting up for the grandparents' breakfast, and all these people are like, where's this one girl? Like, where is this one girl? She should be here by now. Where is she? So we had this big Catholic school name group chat thing. And in it, we were like, oh, she finally sent like a video, like probably telling us where she is, that she's on her way. And she's like standing in the middle of the street, and she's like, can somebody tell Terry I'm gonna be late? And we're like, okay. And she flips the camera around, and her car is upside down in a ditch. And then I was like, well, shit. So I said, Terry, our friend's gonna be late. And she said, why? What happened? And I just go, And I show her the video, and the look on this lady's face, I mean, this look on this lady's face. Hands up to Jesus. This look on this lady's face, she goes, oh my. And this teacher is so prim and proper, like so prim and proper that she's like,
tights.
she's like, oh my, I hope she's okay. Tell her not to rush. And then we're sitting in church, and you just see our friend, her little brothers, walking into church with their book bags, like,
and she comes into church and she's just
crying. Like, you can tell she's been crying. Her brothers have been crying. This story is a 10 out of 10.
10 on our list is making out in the stairway. Not us. Witnessing makeouts in the stairway.
I feel like this is lower. This is just something that would happen.
This is just like you look, you turn around, and you go about your day.
Yeah. This for me is like a 3 out of 10 because personally I never witnessed it, but we know a lot of people who have, and for me it happened a lot more when I was in middle school. When I was in middle school, you'd go and you'd see all the upperclassmen like making out, and you're like, oh, bye-bye. Actually, some of them I'm still friends with.
The next story, I already give it a 10 out of 10. Sitting in this history class will forever be my favorite, just because of the bickering back and forth between these two people.
Not even debates, just the arguing. They weren't even debating. Me and this girl would debate and then be like, all right, cool, let's go about our day. Her and this guy.
Fucking women shouldn't have rights.
All the time. So, this day, we're sitting in class, we're all kind of minding our own business, and all of a sudden...
do whatever in this class,
yeah,
basically.
kind of. Well, he had a lesson going on at the time. This started by, we were going through the lesson, and he was talking about, oh, this is when women didn't have rights, and this boy said...
I wish they still did.
Basically.
And this person was just so fed up at this guy.
Our friend was already fed up. Like, she had had an awful day. She was pissed. She was just in a bad mood. So we're sitting there. Basically, this guy is like, women shouldn't have rights. And she was pissed. She had had enough of him.
This was the day.
The music. The day the music.
This was the day the music died.
So... we're sitting there and we're like, haha, that's so funny. Like, it's a joke. Obviously, he doesn't think women shouldn't have rights. Even though he was kind of that type of guy to be like, women shouldn't have rights and be like serious about it. So all of a sudden, all you hear is boom, boom, boom. We all turn around
and
a desk was thrown.
I was closest to him and I whip around.
She pushed this desk at this man.
Wait, did the Celsius spill on him?
The Celsius spilled on the desk. She was pissed because her Celsius spilled, so she picked up the Celsius and whipped it at his head.
Oh my god!
And he caught the Celsius, and it still got over him. He said,
What the hell, you crazy bitch?
and she ran into the classroom.
And I ran out with her too, we all did.
I stopped to watch the
that.
show. I stopped to watch, like, his reaction, because everyone ran out, so I was like, I wonder what he's gonna say. And he's like, that bitch is psycho, like, she needs to go to a mental facility, blah, 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 blah. And, like, I would have said the same thing if it was the first time that this had happened. But, like, this man on the regular would be like, women shouldn't have rights. Women should all cook and clean for me.
She was done.
This is the straw that broke the fucking camel's back, literally. This story, 10 out of 10.
I was never there for morning prayer. I was there once in a while for morning prayer. And I just remember the highlights being the Snapchat.
Which is next. I would give it probably like a 5 out of 10 because some of the things I said kind of entertained me.
Yeah. It was when Chris got into his story times.
Chris had a moment. He was like, I was at the doctor the other day and they told me that I was dying and Jesus healed me. And you're like, wait,
go back.
They
Go back
told you that? They told you that, like, legit? And then this kind of goes along with morning prayer, but he went on his little story time and he was like, you know, guys, I've been on Snapchat recently and it keeps recommending me all these naked women.
And And I was so interested. The day that I was there, he had to tell about Snapchat being corn.
And we're all sitting there like,
We're like,
doesn't Snapchat give you things that you're looking at already?
yes, that you like recommend.
Because I be watching those slime videos and just more and more show up. Mans had to be looking at those naked women to see more naked women.
Yep. So I give that as like a 5 out of 10 too.
Yeah.
Okay. Father
Bob.
Bob.
Public.
He touched little boys.
He did touch little boys, and
Which apparently is a reoccurring theme in
Catholicism.
Catholicism.
And let me say that not all priests are bad.
No.
Not all priests are bad. Some people are just God-fearing men. So there's 6 people in our math class. I'm at the table with a boy and 2 other girls. You catching who they are? Yeah. So we're sitting there. This boy goes, you know, guys, this Father Bob stuff's got me thinking. And we're like, come again?
Thinking about what?
Thinking about what? And he's like, you know, he spoke at my sister's grad party. And we were like, oh my God. And he was like, yeah, and he told me to come into this room with him. And we're sitting there like, huh? What? And he goes, and it makes me think, did he want me? And if he didn't want me...
He was the special one. He was the chosen one.
No, he goes, did he want me? And if he didn't want me, why wasn't I good enough? And we're like, shut up. And he's like, no, guys, I'm for real. Like, he told me to come to this room with him, and it scared me. And we're like...
The voice you're doing is perfect.
Thank you. We're just sitting there like, bud, you need to shut up. Like, you don't know what you're talking about. And then, now thinking about it, he's a little quirky. Like, he's a little, different. That, for me, personally, is like 6 or 7.
Andrew taking phones and being moody. He was just a moody,
He was just a little guy, and honestly, he's a really nice guy.
Yeah, he was.
Really
He
nice.
was so great to me.
Yeah,
personally.
me too. Okay, so we were in history class. We're watching The Boy in the Striped Pajama.
Okay, got
so we're sitting there, all of us on our phones, because we've all seen The Boy in the Striped Pajamas before, like a million fucking times.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we don't need to see it again.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm tired of this. All you guys do is sit on your phones. Everybody, give me their phones.
He was
And we're
on his
like,
period.
what the hell? Like, what the hell? We do this every single day, and he's never said anything. So we give him all our phones. We start watching the video, or like the movie. And literally 10 seconds later, pauses it. Guys, I'm really sorry. I don't know what got into me. You guys can have your phones back. I'm just really sorry. I don't know why I'm being like this today. He had like a full-on moment.
He did.
I was like
He was
worried
in
about
it.
him. So
That one girl's
funny.
Cassie moment. So this one girl, basically, she was just living like Cassie from Euphoria. And she would show it, but at school. Should we demonstrate the crying?
We're in religion class. We are in religion class. We are watching Touched by an Angel.
And we used to watch those one videos, remember, about like how you have to like stay like a virgin or whatever?
Yeah, I remember those.
Yes.
Well-
and like about how like boyfriends or whatever.
Well, we used to watch the Waltons too.
Yeah, the Waltons.
Yes, it was the
Love the
boyfriend ones where it was like,
Yes!
save yourself for marriage and a good man will find you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
4 because it kind of ruined my life.
Okay.
Me, the girl who had her Cassie moment, and this other girl, we were all really good friends. When this girl started going through her Cassie moment, me and the other girl became really close, and we were like, you need to drop him, like, he is not interested anymore, he's treating you like shit, like, you need to get out of there. And she's like, fuck it, I am in love with Nate Jacobs! I almost said his name.
And he's in love with me!
Literally. Problem is, they were together, and he was like, oh, I broke up with her. But she was like, no, he never broke up with me. So she was like, I'm not breaking up with him until he breaks up with me. And I'm like, wait, what? So
Building Hoko floats.
So, were you ever there for one of those?
No, that's why that guy's mom hated me and that other girl. She came up to us during like a football game, and we were just by the fence because we were picking up like that girl's sister. And she was like, why are you never there? You know, like, you need to have support. You need to come here. And we're like, lady, like, we were doing community service. We're busy. We don't want to do it.
It was fun. I was lady whose house it was at. Her son was in our class, the one who had the drink and the desk thrown on him. And we were there, and his older brother would stand on, they do bonfires after we finished working on the float. He would stand on the fire and start like SoundCloud rapping for all of us. And it would be so weird. We'd all be sitting there like, okay, get down, we've had enough. And he was like 4 or 5 years older than us. Like, could you imagine you come to my house and my brother's like, listen to me rap? You'd be like, okay.
I would.
Maybe a 4 or 3.
Okay. The grunts in the bathroom from Patricia.
Patricia had the poops all the time.
Every time I go into that bathroom, she was...
Even when you were walking by, you just hear...
You would hear it because the
hear
door
this.
would be... And I remember I went in there at bathroom and I'm like, I think I sent it to the group chat and I'm like, guys, I don't know what to do. And she was in there and I know she was like holding on to something and she was like, she was praying to God that day, every day. I read that like a 7.
Okay.
Just because it's like funny.
I like that. Next story.
This is all about you. Breaking a window. Tell it.
So basically, me and my ex-boyfriend at the time, we went to Target. Well, we went to Target and he really liked these colorful Tootsie Rolls. You know
Yeah.
They're pretty good. We were in computer class. Well, we weren't in computer class. We were in our online class. It was like me and like 7. Anyway, so I was like bored and I was like, I wonder how many of these I can roll up. So I rolled them up into a ball and I was like throwing it around. We were playing catch with it.
You have the video?
Yes, I have the video. It's the best video on earth. Like, how can you delete that?
And you're like, oh. The Michigan, oh.
So I'm throwing it at the ceiling. It is leaving dents in the fucking ceiling. And I look at, and I go, do you think this would break a window? And he goes, yes. And I go, oh. I look at it in my hand. I keep throwing it on the ceiling. And then I start recording because I'm like, oh my god, it's leaving dents. And then impulse took over. And on video, I threw this Tootsie Roll ball at a freaking $400 window and broke the window. Boom! Oh my god, it almost just... I can't... And it was the day after. It was the day after I got into National Honor Society. So, I go to my NHS lady, and I go, Donna, babe.
Love me some Donna.
I love Donna. I go, Donna, I broke the window. She goes, what? And I said, I broke the window. She goes, oh my god, sweetie, you just got into NHS. And I said,
Did she say that?
Yes. And I was like,
Did she say sweetie too?
Yeah.
Oh, that would have made me cry.
She went, oh my god, sweetie. And I was like,
help me.
Please. So I go down to Krista and I go, I have a bit of an issue.
Did you just start falling crying?
Yeah. Well, I was crying when I got down there. She was like, what's wrong? And I said, I broke a window. sobbing. I broke a window. And she's like, what? And I go, I broke a window. And she's like, I don't know what you're saying. Okay, I'm like, I broke a window upstairs. And she goes, okay. And I said, you please don't tell my parents. Because my mom will be super mad. She goes, don't worry. My father was like that when I was younger too. And she goes, my father used to be like that too. What? My parents don't beat me. They were just been pissed. So she didn't tell my parents, but I had to pay $400 in damages.
All right.
What's your remembrance?
So I just remembered that.
Can I drink some?
Yeah. replay back to the homecoming story where Krista was like, "You're drinking vodka," and I went back to school. I remember that one kid, who almost got touched by Father Bob. He said some really mean shit to me. I don't remember what it was, but I know it was really mean because I spent the whole rest of the day crying, and I was like, "Mom, come pick me up." And that was after, so this girl and I had to have a meeting and with Krista and the counselor. We have to film on iPhone now. Camera got too hot. It's me editing. I just wanted to let you know we are no longer rating these stories just because we have to film on my iPhone now. So we're just like done rating them. So you can rate them however you'd like. So we had to have a meeting, and that girl had left because they found out she had COVID because we had to do like a COVID test like during the meeting. I recall. So we had a meeting because I was like, we're telling the truth. Like, we're not drinking vodka, lady. Like, this is tequila. This is crazy. Like, you're being crazy. And so they had to set up a meeting for us, and like they were like thinking like we were gonna get expelled or whatever. And so that girl had left, and I could not stop crying. I was so upset that she left. Like, I was like, I remember that. I can't finish this on my own. And I was like like crying like that where you can't breathe type shit.
I cry all the time.
And Kevin, he was like, "I can see that you're upset." And I was like, "What else am I?"
I'm not upset. What are you talking about?
And I think I have that video of him saying, I can see that you're upset here." And he was like, "How do we move past this?"
So, would it? Because I'm sensing that you're kind of hurt.
He would say shit like.
Yeah. Anyway, I just remembered that.
One time I told that same counselor about something very like illegal and traumatizing that happened to me, and he said, "Well, sometimes things happen." Okay. LSD on the couch. Do you remember this?
I think so.
So we had a guy, he was a pastor, he's a friend of Chris. He came to the school and he was like, "I'm going to tell you guys about how I found Jesus and I became who I am today."
I remember this
and
so clearly.
He was
now.
like, "I had a very bad LSD acid addiction." And we were like, "What?"
And then I remember him like describing it, saying that Jesus was standing there at like the foot of his couch.
Yes. So my favorite thing about this was he played my favorite ever Catholic song. Do you know?
Well, we're gonna play a snippet of it for you.
Anyway, he was like, and one time I was really tripping balls, basically, is what he said. He was like, I was tripping balls, and I was coming in and out of consciousness, and all of a sudden a man appeared at the end of my bed.
Jesus!
Yes, it was Jesus himself at his foot. Jesus was at the end of his couch, and he said, "You need to save the world from sin," basically.
Yeah.
And so then he became a priest, pastor, whatever.
Basically.
Yeah. But he still gave the vibe that he was tripping acid.
Yeah.
Like, he was there and he was like, "Guys, I was tripping acid last week."
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he takes that shit on a regular.
He seemed like he did.
What is it?
Okay, so it used to be called Senior Slave Day, and our school really hung on to that word.
Yeah.
A lot of schools changed it during, like...
So what is it, like, called now? Like, what did they change it to? Senior Buddy Day. So it's basically where you get to buy a senior.
It was Senior Servant, wasn't it?
It was, like, Senior Buddy Day.
Buy your buddy.
Because, so you buy a senior.
Insert a clip of eating rice in a squirrel costume out of our Panda Express box.
I don't think any schools do this, honestly.
No, I mean, I know some do, but it's really outdated.
Yeah.
Let's talk about our good pal, our good pal.
Our really
good pal got bought for a whopping $500.
Like real money. This isn't
Real
fake
money.
We actually pay to buy them.
I think
Like literally.
me, and the 2 other girls
I spent like 75.
was only probably like $50 for each of us, which was like still like
Yeah. Like we
enough
spent
for
money to buy freaking
people
seniors.
for one singular day.
Yeah.
But
Some were like a lot of
was
fun.
really fun,
It
yeah.
was.
and then I liked how they had to make like the things, a picture of them, and be like, this could be you.
Yeah.
Anyway, a friend of ours got bought for a whopping $500 by an old arse librarian man, and then he posted on his Insta spam and was like, I really hope I don't get touched by this man today. And you know, the records didn't state that he did. But also with that, there was this girl who bought all the like hot guys in every class. Like I remember when I was
Every
in 8th
year,
grade.
she-
yeah,
a lot of money.
A lot.
How did she get that much money?
I don't know. Saves it.
She saved it for this day.
Some people save it for apartments, for college. No. I am gonna buy the world's sexiest man for one day.
That's literally how it went.
Yeah. It was weird. She got up to like $400 or something the one
Hey,
year.
baby.
She got up to like $400 the one year, and everyone was like,
I'm using that as a thumbnail.
there was this guy. He was there for 1 year. Weird as balls.
I had a memory.
Okay.
When Terry was so fed up with our class.
Stop!
And
None of you are going to college.
she was like, none of you are ready, none of you are prepared. She was like, this is the worst class in all my years of teaching that I have ever taught. And we have never heard this woman scream a
Like
day
we said,
in our
prim
lives.
and proper, like prim
Yes,
and proper.
and the whole hour that we were in this class, the whole 45 minutes we had this English class, she was yelling at us
she was
about how we
you
suck.
guys are never gonna use the right there, and there.
Yeah, for real.
She was an English teacher. So this guy is eating McDonald's on the third floor.
Yeah.
And she's like, excuse me, who are you? Because he was new. And he was like, what up, basically. And she was like, I'm sorry, I can't be eating on the third floor because we have a mice problem.
And I remember seeing mice scurry across the halls.
It's bad. Honestly, I kind of like the school. I wish I graduated from there instead of...
I wish the things that
made us move didn't happen. Yeah. Basically, she's like, I'm gonna need you to throw that food out. So
He's like, fuck you, stupid bitch.
Say that?
yeah. He said, screw you, I'm not throwing my food out. I just spent money on this. And she's like, excuse me, don't talk to me that way.
I
And
can see her like,
excuse me. Don't talk to me. And he's like,
I'll talk to you any damn way I want to talk. You're not throwing my fucking food out.
he thought he was all
he
that.
thought he was the shit because he had a truck. Truck guys. And she's
They
like,
compensate for something else.
she's like, you need to throw the food out or else I'm gonna get the principal up here. He throws the food out and he's like,
Fuck you. And
punches a locker as hard as he can and like runs away like a little bitch. And she's like, everybody get into the classroom.
And we all scurry in the classroom.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Lauren.
Big shout out to my girl Lauren.
Woo!
Woo! Come back for another video. We're gonna be giving away $100,000 in the next YouTube video.
Bye.